Hello, everyone. Welcome to Good Life Trade Show Training. We have a tagline called Make a Living by Giving Away Free Travel Savings. This is a great way to build your business for those of you that are looking to generate prospects. So we're going to go through this presentation real quick so we could tell you more about the incredible tool of conducting trade shows. So first of all, why conduct a trade show? First of all, it's a great learning ground for any IBO. This places an IBO in an environment to initiate conversation with prospects. When you talk to an average person about getting involved in a business like this, one of their reservations is that they don't like talking to people and they don't like to sell. Matter of fact, the majority of people hate to speak in public, and for sure, they cannot accept the word no. So in a trade show environment, you're meeting so many people, it's almost impossible not to talk to somebody. And you're getting a lot of no's, but then again, you're also getting a lot of yeses. So on a psychological standpoint, when someone says, I'm afraid to get a no, I tell everyone, try to get 100 no's. That's your goal. Because when you get 100 no's, you're going to get a lot of yeses. It's just about reversing the mindset. This provides an opportunity for actually a new IBO to learn while listening to their sponsor and enroller or the team leader talking to a potential prospect. It's a great opportunity to develop strong relationships and bonds with your team. We have another tagline: teams that travel together and do trade shows together, stay together. Another set of reasons for conducting trade shows is a non-confrontational way to develop retail customers and opportunity leads. Just think about this. When you go to a specific trade show, the people that are attending, which we'll call prospects, are attending this show because they have an interest related to the show theme. Statistics show that conducting a trade show, and we'll talk about a 2-day trade show on average, each IBO should generate about 35 to 40 quality leads per day on a 6-hour show. The goal is to get the prospect interested in, first of all, the product, and then ultimately upgrading to the opportunity. It's a great way to open and grow a new city, but once again, you have to make sure that you have a team in place to be able to handle it if you're not there locally. It's also a cost-effective way to build your business. An average trade show cost is about anywhere from $500 to $600 per person for a 10 by 10 booth. And we're talking about a 4-person team. Now, some trade shows could be a lot less expensive, but the high-end, really good trade shows, this is what's going to cost. So when you break that down, how many platinum subscriptions do you need to sell? How many VIP cards do you need to have redeemed to offset the cost? Once again, the return on investment is based upon your retail platinum sales and VIP card usages, and also anyone that actually becomes an IBO as a part of your team. You never know who's going to become your next star. Some of my greatest prospects that I've ever brought into the business has been meeting them at a trade show. So what if your prospect that you found at a trade show and you got one really good quality person that ended up building a major organization? Would have been worth it. Absolutely. Some keys to success in a trade show is when you conduct a trade show, make sure that you follow up within 48 hours. Really critical. When somebody comes to a trade show, there's a certain amount of time that you have that they're going to remember meeting you. When you do follow up with people, make sure that you have something preset that's within 20 to 30 minutes from the trade show location to conduct a meeting or one-on-ones or a presentation. Matter of fact, I like to have it, if it's on a weekend, have the first presentation, overview, or training on a Wednesday or a Thursday night, and then follow it up with a following Saturday. Make sure when you set up your next presentation that you do a presentation on a midweek and then try to do your training on a Saturday so you can get all the people that came during the week to come to that one event on Saturday. If you need to, hand out an invitation to the event after they've entered into what's called your drawing form that we'll talk about in a little bit. So it's always professional to have some events set up that you already have predetermined, that you could hand out a nice invitation and tell them, hey, this normally costs $25 to go, but here's a VIP access for you to come to this great presentation to learn more about this phenomenal product and opportunity. Make sure that anyone that's going to attend an event RSVPs with you, or if they can't come to you, go to them. Set up a one-on-one appointment. Use the prize giveaways as an incentive to show up to your one-on-one or meeting or presentation or whatever you're doing. And remember, with the product incentives that we have, everyone could be a winner with your VIP cards and also the Cancun cards. If you are traveling into a new city, plan on being in that city for 7 to 10 days after the trade show, or once again, make sure to have qualified trainers available to be able to follow up with all the leads. How to find a trade show, real simple. Trade shows and fairs and things like that. Check your city convention center website. It'll list all the shows for a year. Chamber of Commerce listings, advertisement on billboards and newspapers, radios, and magazines. Also, you could do Google search for, let's say, nutritional shows, home-based business or entrepreneurial shows. Women's shows are absolutely phenomenal. There's a good one called the DFW Women's Expo that has links to other expos around the country. Wedding and bridal shows are great. Why? Because they're all going to be traveling. In addition, they're getting married and they need to make extra income to pay for that wedding. Travel and consumer shows are great. You don't want to do a travel show that's just for travel agents. You want to do a show that's in consumer, non-travel agents, because people are there to learn about where they're going to be traveling in the future and looking for great deals. When selecting a trade show to participate, find a trade show that fits your demographic. You want to find people that have dispensable income, people that are more active, the type of demographic that you know those people are going to be traveling. So when we take a look at any trade show, it's real simple to kind of figure that out when you examine the actual name of the trade show. Try to select trade shows that are within driving distance so you have real good local support. Try to avoid free admission shows. A lot of time free admission shows get people in that are just looky-loos and people going around eating free candy. Home and garden shows are typically a demographic that aren't really traveling. Any show that's unrelated to what it is that we market and sell, which is lifestyle, travel, and daily commerce. Any trade show that the booth cost is more reasonable than the potential return on investment. When getting started, make sure that you go through the Good Life training. Review this presentation again in your back office. The slides are there. Also, make sure that you look at the guidelines, the policy and procedures. Also, check the calendar, see if anyone else reserved the show. Complete the trade show reservation form and it's submitted to approval to compliance@goodlifeusa.com. Compliance will follow up to give you an approval to assure that no one else has signed up for that same show, because we want to make sure that there's not more than one booth per show. There's nothing more unprofessional than having multiple companies or multiple people representing one company at a trade show. When taking a look at a typical booth, you want to make sure that you're getting what we call a 10 by 10. If you have a large team or working with another group or having other products, maybe you want to consider a 10 by 20. I always look at electric and internet as more of an option. It's something you really don't need to have. And really important, like I said before, there's only one Good Life booth at each event, and each has to be pre-approved by the company. And if there is somebody else doing a booth, feel free to reach out to them and see if they want to team up and get a 10 by 20 booth. When selecting your team, make sure that you have people with mixed experiences. Make sure everyone has a positive attitude with personality, and most importantly, they're dependable. Make sure you're well dressed and groomed, maybe wearing a company shirt or something that provides uniformity, or something in regards to travel, like a Hawaii theme or a tropical theme or something like that that's fun. You need one person that's going to be the designated team leader, the person that actually registers the show and makes sure everything's in place, and the contact person at the show. Make sure that one person actually has proven success with Good Life. They understand the compensation plan, they understand the product. Make sure that that one person is willing to be the presenter for off-site overviews for anyone that is a serious prospect. The goal and key to success, and you'll hear this a few times during this presentation, is getting the lead. It's not necessarily conducting a presentation. Never do a presentation at your booth. Always tell the person, let's step over to the side and do the presentation. Typically, there's a little food court or tables or chairs you can go to. Sit down with that person with a laptop or an iPad, but do not do a presentation at the actual booth. At the booth, you're there to give out information and to collect leads. In terms of materials, you could get all sorts of great materials in your marketplace back office. You could actually get banners and tabletops and lead box and Good Life pins and clipboards and stand-up banners. You want to make sure you have a stapler. You want to make sure you have business cards. You want to make sure that you at least have a laptop or an iPad to do off-area presentations. And by the way, for those of you that are really entrepreneur, there's nothing wrong with taking advantage of your wholesale shopping network, especially with the new CBD product and also with the Vera line and also the skincare products, that you could buy these products in bulk at a tremendous wholesale pricing and resell them at a trade show to generate additional immediate income. But when you do that, make sure that you have registered with the trade show that you're a lifestyles company. And you don't necessarily have to talk about the other products you're selling, but also be aware that a lot of these locations that you do a trade show, the local government will be there, the city or state, looking to collect taxes on anything that you collect up front. So make sure you understand all that before you actually sell any products. But there's a way to get a lot of our products, including the CBD, at wholesale and be able to resell and make a nice profit. So when you're developing your kits, or your starter materials, and developing your welcome kits and all that, information kits, you can split the cost with your team. So make sure you get together with your team and make it a team event. And understand that if you get into these materials, you'll be able to use these materials ongoing for future events, trade shows, business receptions, things like that. In terms of lead generations, it's all about the leads. It's not really about selling the platinum subscription. More than likely, you're not going to sell the platinum subscription at a trade show because people have a limited amount of time. So you want to make sure you're generating a lead. The best way to generate the lead is by taking advantage of the VIP card or any other giveaways that you're going to be announcing at the event. And keep in mind, you don't want to give away these gifts until after the trade show's over. So when you do your actual trade show, make sure that you're showing that you could be a winner of a $200 travel savings or a $2,000 travel savings or a Cancun trip or whatever you want to do. But they need to complete the actual personal data registration form to be entered into a drawing. And what's great about the VIP cards is that you could literally tell everyone that enters that, hey, everyone's a winner. It's just what it is that you're going to win. You're either going to win a $200 general prize or a $2,000 grand prize or a Cancun vacation or whatever. This is a great way to provide a high perceived value at a low cost. And once again, the Cancun cards are available to purchase in your back office to also be used as a grand prize offering. When generating booth interest, positioning and display is really critical. Consider paying extra for a corner booth. It's always great to be closer towards the entry location of the setup of the trade show. Also near the food court is also good. Maybe have some candies or mints or other low-cost goodies at your table. Advertise for, you're going to have a drawing for incredible prizes and everyone's a winner. Keep your booth open. A lot of people make the mistake of setting a table in the front of the booth. Take your table and put it to the side and put all your materials on the tables and also in the back part of the booth, so you keep your booth open, inviting people in, because you're going to be handing them a clipboard to fill out the actual registration form. Do not sit around. That looks unprofessional and lazy. Have everyone standing, and we call it fishing for prospects. What you don't need is, you don't need a TV or a video playing. There's, once again, and I said this before, no presentation at the booth. And also don't take food to your table and have lunch and such, but also make sure that you take people to the actual food court area to conduct your presentation. So don't bring the food over to the food court. Make sure that you go to the food court and conduct your presentation, especially if someone wants to have a break and take lunch and all that. Do not talk about things that you're not 100% informed about. Don't talk about the travel industry. Don't talk about the compensation plan. Don't talk about anything that you do not know what you're talking about. No bashing other companies. Only talk about differences in what we have to offer versus what other companies have to offer. No income claims or misleading example of savings. Make sure everything is legitimate. If you have documentation in your presentation book, that's great. Some more not to do's: don't talk too much because you're there to get leads. A lot of people get caught up in, once again, trying to do a presentation or talk too much about the product. And as people are walking by, they're not getting an opportunity to register. So make sure that you keep your conversations low. But if there is someone that's interested, say, hey, listen, I want to set you up with our team leader, and they're going to go over and talk to you in more detail. Do not represent yourself as an employee of Good Life USA. You're an independent contractor. Do not cross prospect other trade show or vendors at the trade show. Really important. The trade show company will kick you out if you're going around soliciting other businesses and vendors. Nothing wrong with collecting business cards or putting your business card in their giveaways, because the majority of them have a giveaway, or on the actual last day, the last couple of hours, maybe go around and talk to some of the businesses if you like. Don't walk around handing out any materials. That's also a typical violation. Don't hand out expensive materials. Feel free to make black and white copies of different materials to hand out in the masses and attach a business card with a stapler. A professional package should be available, though, for your hot leads. An information pack, something that's nice, color, glossy, but you only provide those to the people that you took over and did an off-site presentation. Once again, try to keep local and avoid traveling outside your home market, because number one, it gets expensive. Number two, you want to be able to continue to follow up with the leads. Next is developing your lead questionnaire. Once again, and I can't stress this more, it's all about generating leads. Make sure that you create a little form, have a clipboard, pen, and then ask these questions. Hey, enter into our drawing, everyone's a winner. Just take your time, and even if you have to ask the questions, ask them. Say, listen, I'll fill this out for you. What's your name? What city do you live in? What's your phone number and email? And then ask the pre-qualifying questions. We're taking a little survey here. Are you employed, self-employed, retired? What's your occupation? Do you have a website? Are you planning on traveling in the future? Would you like to travel retail or wholesale? Would you like to learn how to travel for free? Do you know anyone that travels? Are you interested in making extra income? If yes, how much extra a month? Would you like to get paid on giving away free travel savings? See, these are really good questions that stimulate interaction, because these people are going to want to learn more. In maximizing your success, here's some, once again, success tips in moving forward. Once you've generated a lead, make sure that everyone writes their name on the lead sheet and then put it into the lead box. The reason for that is that you want to make sure you're showing the prospect that that lead or that data that they just completed is going in the lead box for the drawing. Then the team leader is going to be responsible for that particular lead box in distributing the leads to people that deserve the lead. Also, maybe write notes on the back of the lead. So not only write your name, you write some notes. For example, were they interested in product? Were they interested in opportunity? Write some notes that give you a way to remember your best prospects. In addition, I like to put stars. So if I give them a 5-star rating, that's somebody I'm going to get a hold of right away. Follow up with your leads, like I said earlier, between 24 and 48 hours. That's critical. Make everyone a winner and require to meet to receive your prize. Don't give away the prize at the event, because if you give the prize away at the event, what's the reason that they're going to show up later? Only conduct a trade show once every 90 to 120 days per team. There are people that are professional trade show people that do them every month. But once again, you got to have a really good team that follows up immediately with those leads. When following up, you want to have some type of a script. Now, this is an example script. You can create your own script if you like, but a real good success tip is the goal of getting 3 yeses when you call somebody. So let's say, you're my prospect and your name is John. So I'm calling you. So put yourself into John's position. So I'm giving you a call, you pick up the phone. I go, hey, John, my name is Rob. I met you at the Women's Expo on Saturday when you came by the Good Life booth. Remember, we're the Lifestyles Company. You took time to complete our entry form for our drawing for some great giveaway prizes. I want to congratulate you on winning a $200 travel savings VIP card. I would like to set up an appointment so we can meet and deliver your prize. What day of the week works best for you to meet? Once again, we're not basically putting this into something that they can get out of the question. We're actually forcing the question here. So what we're doing is we're presenting a question that they need to give us an answer. We didn't say, hey, are you interested in meeting? We said, hey, what day of the week works best for you to meet? Okay, so let's say they say Thursday, or you're John and you say Thursday. Well, what time of the day would work good for you? And then you narrow it down, morning, afternoon, or evening. So John, are you best to meet on morning, afternoon, or evening? And you say evening. Great. Does 7 p.m. work? And then John, you say yes. Well, that's your yes number 1. Hey, is there a Starbucks near you? Well, there's a Starbucks on every corner. In addition, you want to remember that the Starbucks has wireless internet. So that's going to be a great place to meet, very comfortable place to meet. Everyone's used to it. That's your second yes. I noticed on your entry form that you're interested in earning an extra $500 from home. Is that something that you're serious about? Well, hopefully they say yes. That's your next yes. Well, are you currently looking for something to help you achieve that $500 goal? And if they say yes, ask what it is. If they say no, well, John, when we meet, I would like to show you a simple way to make that $500 a month income. And you're not going to believe how easy it is to do. Everyone will want what you're offering with no cost or obligation. John, let me ask you a question. Do you think you could give away $200 in value? I'm sure you know people that are going to be traveling, right? Well, yes, I do. Great. Well, now you got yes number 4. May I ask if you have a spouse or significant other that could come with you to our get-together? I would, I'll be happy to buy you guys both a coffee or a drink for taking the time to meet up. Plus, once again, I'll be able to give you your $200 travel saver reward. John, thanks again for taking the time to talk, and congratulations on being a winner. I look forward to seeing you Thursday at 7 p.m. at Starbucks. By the way, I'm calling from my cell phone, so please save my number in case you need to get a hold of me. Really critical to follow a simple script like this because we got a lot of yeses. We didn't get into the details. They have to meet to get the prize. All really good, important things. In addition, you have their spouse or significant other coming with them. You want to try to avoid meeting with just the one person because if they have a spouse or a significant other, they get excited. They go home and talk to that spouse and try to explain it. Typically, they're going to blow the deal. So try to get meeting with the person and their spouse. In terms of duplication, this really can explode your team. Duplicate your team with great new prospects, traveling together, having fun, developing camaraderie. And just understand, once again, when you have a trade show, on a 2-day trade show, that's going to average approximately 70 qualified leads per person. So let's say, hypothetically, you have a team of 5 people. One person is the lead person. They're going to be the roamer and doing presentations and also covering when people are taking breaks. And you have 4 other people that are always working in the booth. So 70 times 5 is 350 leads per show. Now let's say that you're the leader and you duplicate each person to have their own team of 4. Well, that's 1,400 leads per quarter, or 5,600 for the year. So the closing business opportunity percentage in terms of the average new IBO interested in the business is about 20%. You're bringing about 1,120 new IBOs in your team by developing you and a team of 4 that branches out to another team, four people that turn into a team of 4. So it's an incredible way to build your team. In addition, remember, if you have 70 prospects and you give 70 VIP cards out, That's about $14,000 in maximum savings with a potential of 50% earnings of $7,000 in earnings by just giving the $200 card to the 70 prospects that you have. So hopefully this has provided you a lot of information on how to do trade shows and the value proposition of a trade show. And make sure that you get back to your sponsor or enroller or one of your upline leaders or advisory board council members and let them know that you're interested in doing trade shows, and they'll be happy to help you in achieving success. Thank you for your review, and we will see you next time.